All right,
Hi.
we're live.
Mics are hot. Can we get anything to put the shelves in?
Can we go to the garden party afterwards?
The garden party is popping. I think they'll
Y'all
be
hear
done.
that? The garden party, does it look like it's red? It does look like it's red.
Have you guys had late July chips?
No.
Nah.
I'm gonna put you guys on late July chips.
What is that?
They're like tortilla chips, but they're really good.
Why are they called late July?
I don't know.
You can only eat them in late July. It's
Oh.
the rules.
Dang, I had
Did you
them in
know?
May.
Oh,
This video's
Karina
doing
taught
really
me
well. Oh.
the really interesting history behind Uniqlo.
Oh yeah, it is cool.
Do you know
It's
the
cool.
history behind Uniqlo?
I don't.
It was originally an effort after World War II to introduce Japanese people to more American fashion and style.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The Ivy League aesthetic.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think I have heard of
So
this.
they
yeah.
what was it?
Did Karina make a
19
video on this?
No, she heard it from
Okay.
a podcast. And now we're regurgitating this information secondhand. So
It's like
Yeah.
telephone.
Could be
This is the
inaccurate.
third
Telephone.
iteration of telephone.
So I think in the 1930s and 40s, they acquired a lot of. Wait, but she was saying 1980s stuff. I guess they are still doing it then, because World War II ended in like the 30s and 40s, right?
Yes.
But anyways, the Japanese started acquiring a large amount of American fashion items and clothing, and then popularizing it in Japan. And I think Uniqlo was birthed out of that effort. But it's really interesting now because the Japanese people took American fashion and kind of made it their own, added their own little flavor, and then resold it back to us. And we eat that shit up.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like
Like
Uniqlo
hotcakes.
is like very functional clothing.
Functional basics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're like,
high quality. Good stuff.
I like the Japanese influence in the style of the basics.
Okay, I need to get a coat. It's cold. Sorry, I'll be back.
Lunch, dinner. Oh, you haven't been to Joe's Pizza yet?
No, the line is always insanely long.
Should we go to Joe's? Oh, Jesus. Joe's Pizza for dinner?
$4 massive pizza slices.
Dude, inflation is real. I remember when Joe's was
Like
actually
99
dollar.
cents, right?
No, it's not dollar pizza anymore. It used to
It's
be though.
$4.
Yeah. It's kind of expensivo now.
There's a lot of Thai food on here. Most of these are recommendations from my friend.
But Joe's Pizza, I think that's.
Spicy Moon sounds good, and it's vegan Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Want
interesting.
to try that place?
La Yue.
Yeah, that's you.
Is that what it's actually called?
No.
Oh. I don't think I've ever been to Washington Square Park.
No way.
Yeah. Should we go?
Ah, we gotta go.
Well, I guess.
He's never been to Washington Square Park.
So we'll go. there and
Washington Square Park after hours is kind of.
Oh, it's a little sus. I
Interesting.
mean, it's not sus, but it's just like,
There's some funky people out there.
yeah.
It's
The-
like
the
the New
Motown
York
people?
of the New York.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
It's like the.
The New York Rats.
I wouldn't call them rats.
They're definitely not rats. They're just.
Yeah.
They've just got lots of personality.
Yeah.
Oh. Interesting. That's
It's
what I'm looking for, I suppose.
Mm. Washington Square Park, like in the daytime, is also a little.
All right,
Man, I gotta go to a lot of parks.
Why are there so many parks in such a dense city? Doesn't really make sense.
What do you mean?
Like,
It makes
where
a
do
lot
they
of sense.
Find all the space.
They
Public
don't.
space.
Oh, I was gonna say all the parks are really small.
Oh yeah, the parks
What?
are
Prospect
also.
is huge.
Well,
That's in
'cause-
Brooklyn.
Central is
Yeah.
also huge.
Wait, Central's pretty big, yeah.
It
But that
literally makes
Talking
was-
about all the other parks.
Central Park makes up like a third
Bryant
of Manhattan.
Yeah.
Madison Square
But Bryant
Garden
Park,
Park.
is tiny.
Mhm.
Madison Square Garden
Mm.
Park is tiny. So that's the big ones. They're all kind of
Union
small.
Square Park. Washington Square Park. They're all squares.
Little Island Park.
Guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Arup made Little Island, I think.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Arab made Little Island?
Oh.
Oh, that's cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Did they also make the Vanderbilt 1 building?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Wow. Wait,
That's
what?
crazy.
Or
That's
they
crazy.
did like part of
That's
it.
crazy.
I don't know if they like designed the
Whoa, that's
building,
so
but
cool that
they
you're working for 'em.
definitely designed like the immersive experience.
Is that like
Mm.
was that like a side project for them, or is that like what
Probably
they
a-
do normally?
Oh,
It's
that's like
very
what they
unique
do.
structures.
Normally, yeah.
Hmm.
But they'll work on like regular things too, like Amtrak and
Oh wow, they work on Amtrak too.
yeah, because it's like consulting, so it's like they have clients.
Wait, Arab is a consulting
Jesus.
company?
No, Arab.
Rachel is a
Wait.
consultant. Do
I cut myself. Anyways,
On what?
I don't know.
you need a Band-Aid?
No.
I don't even see it.
I see it.
Yeah. Wait. They consult for like engineering services, but they also do like structural engineering and
Oh, I
design,
see.
and like they do a lot of things. Is what I learned.
What's your title?
Wow, that's really interesting.
Are you an analyst, an engineer,
called-
an associate?
So my department is called Specialist Technology Analysis and Research,
So
acronymed
you're-
as STAR. It used to be
Are you a
Advanced
STAR
Technology
analyst?
and
Like,
You're a
what's-
Research.
star analyst.
I'm just an intern.
oh, say you get a full-time
I'm a
job.
STAR intern. I would
Oh.
be then I would be a graduate analyst or researcher.
okay.
I don't know.
What's the corporate hierarchy at a civil engineering firm? Is it like analyst, senior analyst? Is it the same as everywhere else?
Yeah, it's usually engineer,
okay.
senior engineer, or there's
Oh,
also
word.
engineers in training,
Mm.
which I don't think they do at Arab, but it's like regular practice, like literally everywhere else. Yeah, I might be
Sick.
saying all wrong things right now. So
Man, this cold front is really moving in.
I know it's kind of cold.
apparently the smoke is gonna be
Uh-huh.
back too,
Oh, lovely.
because today's AQI is over 100. While
Okay.
we sit outside and breathe this
Wait,
lovely
it's over
air.
100?
Yeah, it was like 106 this
Oh
morning.
my
That's
god.
not that bad
That's pretty bad.
compared to what it was previously.
Oh,
Yeah,
obviously
but
it's
San
not that bad,
Francisco
but,
right
like-
now is like 30. As a
Dude,
comparison.
Denver is like 0
40.
to 20. Okay, yeah,
I-
40.
Because when I check my AQI map, there's 4 locations shown: San Francisco, Denver, Cincinnati, and New York.
Mm. Dude, I'm wondering if I am like, yeah, New York is great, but I think I'm really fucking up my body by living here.
Yeah, definitely.
Well-
The drinking,
But
the air.
but you walk around everywhere.
True, but I also biked everywhere in Denver.
Oh,
Yeah.
so what
And
I'm
we get-
hearing is we go back to Denver.
Not
No.
Denver, maybe Boulder. Oh, that's also really nice. Fruit.
Dang, I can't believe the 180 on this.
Well, I mean,
That's
I love New
crazy.
York, don't get me wrong, but I think if
Long
permanently
term.
living here really does screw with
A
your
number.
health, it's not good for you.
Yeah, and also just
I
like
mean,
the
drinking
amount
you can
of
stop, but like the
sleep
air,
that you get.
yeah, the hustle and bustle.
There's so much hustle bustle. Like
Lot
I've
of
only been
bustle.
here a week, and maybe this is just my adjustment period.
Mm.
But like I'm so tired.
yeah, it doesn't get better. Been here 7
Ah,
months.
you just cope.
You just cope with it.
I
Is
think,
this just like college?
I think it's like a due diligence thing. Like you grind really hard and work really hard
Oh yeah,
Oh,
at
work
the
hard, play
beginning,
hard.
but then
that's true.
eventually you get to a point maybe where you're like Andrew, where work is a little more flexible.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Andrew's job is not super demanding. I would
God.
say his
I feel
previous
like-
jobs were more demanding
Let
than
me
his
feel
current
like
job.
give a
Andrew's
shout out to my
job
corporate job right now.
right now
Disney
is not
great.
is not representative of most jobs that people work in New York though.
Yeah, it's really not.
Yeah.
Andrew's job?
Yeah.
What do you mean? He works for a big corporate media company.
Like not non-tech jobs
True.
because
Yeah.
tech culture is so different from literally anything else.
But Disney's, I mean, I think a lot of big corporations are going the route of tech culture.
But then
That's
we
true.
got the
'Cause even
IB
Europe-
and
I feel
the
like even Arab has some tech culture influence, like the open
Oh
format
yeah,
office space.
but people work long hours. Like
Yeah.
it's a very work hard,
Really?
Sucks.
very work hard
Dude, let
culture.
me tell you about Disney streaming. They really value work-life balance, and I really appreciate my team for that.
Or at
It's
least
great.
like my department is a very work hard department, but I feel like I see that in other departments as well. I mean,
okay.
I've only been there a week. Again, these might all be wrong things. Take everything
we'll
I
do
say
a-
with
We'll do a month update and see where you're at.
yeah.
Mm.
Hopefully it's much better.
Yeah.
I got a nice little pep talk from Janice. She was just like,
Mm.
just take everything. Just like take whatever, like take advantage of this. Like, if you're not getting work, just like bother the heck out of your manager and ask for work until you get it.
Wait,
Yeah.
what? You want more work? I thought
Well, I'm bored right now. Like I don't have actual tasks to do.
It's
I'm
crazy.
confused, but you're
I'm confused. You want to work? Excuse me.
Yeah, I want to. Well, the thing is, like, I don't feel well, like I'm just talking to people right now, which is great. But I also want to like
Mm.
do things that I feel like I'm like helping out in some sense.
like you're doing something meaningful.
Yeah, like I feel very
Mm.
useless right now. Like I feel like I'm just kind of pestering people, which like they love talking about what they love doing. Like I feel like one thing that people love doing is talking about what they love.
Yes, it's true.
People
and
do love
so-
you doing that.
Like all of my conversations have gone beyond like the scheduled meeting time because people love
People love
talking. But yeah, I want to feel useful in some sense, or else I feel like I'm getting paid to do nothing, because I feel like I'm just interviewing people, which some people I guess are like okay and fine with, but like I also want to get things out of
That's
this
true.
internship.
Actually, yeah, I much rather prefer to be busy at work than to have nothing to do but be expected to be doing something. That's
Yeah,
the worst.
because I sit at my desk and I just scroll through papers, like reading research papers, and I'm just like, this is like pointless literature review that I'm doing right now.
Because I think that was the problem with consulting. Yeah, you're working a lot of long hours, especially when you're in the office. There's a lot of downtime or for one of my projects in particular, like we had to show face to be in the office just to prove the fact that we were at the office because we couldn't go home before the client goes home. So you had to pretend to look busy and like do something even if you got all your work done.
Yeah, because then that's just a waste of time.
Absolute bullshit, yeah.
Yeah, because like I have other things that I could be doing, but I can't do
know.
those things because I'm at the office.
Exactly. That's why tech culture is really great because I don't know if it's all tech companies, but it's usually like a get your work done. Doesn't matter when you get your work done, just get it done. And I appreciates that.
Yeah.
We haven't signed in, have we?
No, I'm reading through the Discord. All right, let's check in.
Do I look like a hooligan? It's just
You
kind of
look-
cold.
That's fine. No one cares what you look like.
That's true.
This is a podcast. It's an
I like
audio-based
this.
format.
Okay.
I like this rooftop.
I do too.
Yeah, your
It's just
rooftop. That view of
It's
Manhattan is
insane.
so nice.
It's
insane.
stunning.
Also,
You
I
should face
realized.
that direction sometime with the camera facing this way, because this skyline is
No,
honestly
the,
better.
The people
But then
need
the
to see
people.
it.
Huh?
The people need
I
to
know,
see
no,
it.
no. I
Oh.
mean, like we sit this way, and then the camera's facing towards that side.
Oh. Yeah, that's true. Because you
That
guys are
skyline's
seeing
cooler.
what's downtown here? You're seeing Fidei, I think, down there.
And that's the Empire
That's
State right
Midtown over
right?
there. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
And then
Empire
what is all
State. That's
this?
Vanderbilt 1.
Yeah, those are
to
all
the right.
blue. Nice. Is that LIC right there? All those high rises over there?
No.
No, LIC is pretty far. No.
Yeah, LIC. I don't think
Oh,
you can
that's
see
still
it from
Manhattan.
here. Like this is all Manhattan, so you have to look up.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
That just looks like trees.
east.
Yep. It should be that way.
Hmm.
LIC
right.
isn't that tall.
Let's check in. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the Rooftop Pod. I'm your host, Jesse, and joining me today is my sister
Rachel.
and my brother.
Andrew.
And today, I have a question.
Wait, before you ask the question, I just wanted to make another note about Fidei. It's so walkable.
Wait, do you work in Fidei?
I do work in Fidei, and I
Oh.
was like, I think the first day I got there, and I was walking around, I was like, this kind of reminds me of Barcelona and like the
Barcelona?
whoa.
and the
really?
pedestrian walking streets. It's like all
Oh,
the
okay,
buildings
I
are really
see you, I see
tall
you.
because it's not really like no one really drives in Fidei. Like
No.
everyone just walks around.
The
Yeah,
urban planning was not good driving wise in Fidei.
but that's a good
is
thing.
good for
That's a really
pedestrians,
good
yeah.
thing. Yeah,
Hey, hot take. This is a hot take.
yeah.
I think Fidei is a pretty solid like neighborhood to live in Manhattan
Oh, interesting.
because it's
It's
very
quiet.
acceptable. It's so quiet.
It's so
I love
dead,
how
yeah.
Oh,
quiet
because
it
there's no
is.
cars.
I
honking.
Yeah,
love how.
and
I
it's-
mean, there's no like nightlife out
Yeah,
there. in
zero
Fidei.
nightlife because
Nobody
it's
goes out
all
there.
just like where people work.
Yeah.
It's only
Oh.
You
workplaces.
get great views.
Yeah.
I got such great sleeping in Fidei because I used to intern down there too.
Wait,
Yeah.
is there housing there?
No,
Oh,
not
why
really.
would
well,
you-
actually,
how
no.
can
There's
you live
some
there?
apartment building. Like
Yeah,
my,
one of,
leave this
Like
out,
the first
but-
place I was gonna sublease was in Fidei.
That's a great place to live then, because you're
Yeah.
close to work and it's quiet at night.
I mean, some
Pretty
people
good
like to
access
be
to
where all the
transportation.
activity is.
Yeah.
But personally,
But you're
Honestly.
just like a metro right away.
yeah, pretty much.
It's like
The only thing is,
accessible to
it's
all
probably
places.
it was affordable too, right? The place you were looking at.
Well, it's a lot cheaper than other neighborhoods in
in
Manhattan.
Yeah.
Manhattan, right?
But
It's
the
like
only
1800, I think.
Oh,
But it was
restaurant scene
a
is
luxury building
okay.
and a flex
Yeah.
room.
that sounds like my kind of vibe.
it kind of is.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It's a hot take because there's no nightlife there. The
Like, you're-
restaurant scene is getting a little bit better. I think
It's
I
right
saw
next to
them.
Chinatown, though.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
true.
Yeah,
Hold
it's
up,
like
that's
right
true.
there. Yeah.
That's true. Wait a
'Cause-
minute.
What's the situation on living like in Chinatown? Like as like
So-
a non
Mm.
like OG immigrant from China to New
Are
York.
we gentrifying it and pushing people out who need housing?
I don't think. I feel like it's not a neighborhood that most people look at, but I know
Is it like
Caleb,
gated? Is it like hard to find housing there?
Caleb is trying to live in Chinatown because he's
Mm.
working in FIDI, and he was like, I want to be a bikeable distance from work. And also
Oh.
live in
Biking in
Chinatown.
Chinatown seems scary.
Yeah.
I would not want to bike there.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
But I don't know. One of the places that I looked at so many places for subleasing, but one of them was also in Chinatown.
Yeah.
It was pretty affordable.
Man, maybe I should start looking at FIDI.
Wait, what else did you want to say? Oh, you wanted to say that FIDE is really.
It's walkable. It's nice.
Walkable.
I like it.
Hmm.
Yeah. I kind of like the
But where
no
are you
cars
walking?
vibes to work.
But
from the subway station, and then it's like right along the pier too.
Hmm.
So then I can take the ferry back home if I want.
Oh,
It's so
interesting.
fun and fresh.
Do you get food like in FIDI?
You can't get food in FIDI. I've been
Do
packing
you
my
do that?
lunch.
Oh, you've been packing lunch.
Oh, you pack lunch?
Yeah.
Dang. That's a grind.
That's a
She
what?
doesn't
That's
work
a
a tech
grind,
job like
yeah.
you where they provide. Wait,
No,
do they provide?
I buy lunch every time I go in the office. It's
Oh,
pretty
really?
bad.
Oh
Uh,
dang.
What do you get?
Kava or sweet green. Sometimes I go
Um,
somewhere else, but those are my staple too.
I usually I have never meal prepped, but I was like maybe I should start because there's just no time. So like if I can just block out like 1 or 2 hours to make batches of food, then
Mm.
it's just like easy to
Yeah.
grab and go into
That's
the
Yeah,
office. And then I have a
only
longer
pack
break.
food too. That's interesting that you only buy food.
Yeah, I've gotten lazy. When I used to intern, I used to pack every single lunch too. Well, except for when consulting was paying for that.
Save money, summer.
But like honestly, Kava is such a great deal. I'm gonna shout out Kava, please sponsor me. Like the amount of food that they pack in, if you were to like break down the unit cost of all the ingredients within that bowl, the price differential that you're paying for is probably like less than $10. Like it's a $13 meal, and if I were to make this myself, it'd probably cost me like $5 or $6, like unit cost of all the ingredients put in. And so like I'll pay $8 for like the labor and like all the overhead and all the other things that they need to make money on. I'm like, that's
Yeah,
not too
but
bad.
when you
And I
make
go
your own
in once
food,
a
it's
week.
also can be tastier.
Yeah, that's true. But
Like
again,
I make
same time
myself
summer.
tasty food. Well, okay,
Okay.
my other problem is I don't live somewhere where there's readily available
it's
good
true,
food.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
So-
this is also.
I mean,
true.
like my option if I wanted to buy food is like the school cafeteria food
Oh,
or like Chipotle,
yeah.
which
honestly,
Chipotle
I do
kinda
eat
slaps.
Chipotle a lot.
Yeah.
is
So.
good. So back when I was consulting, I was save money summer my junior year internship too. But consulting, they gave you a stipend. You got like $100 every single day.
That's
to, like,
crazy.
buy breakfast, lunch, dinner. But I'd only eat at places with rewards programs, so Sweet Green or Chipotle. And so that I'd eat there every single day, like Monday through Thursday and sometimes Friday if I like went back. Oh, wait, no. They didn't pay for that. Anyways, but that meant I think like every other week I'd go to Chipotle on the weekends because then I get my free bowl from the rewards program. So I was eating a lot of Chipotle or Sweet Green depending on what I wanted. And I got
Dang.
so sick and tired of Chipotle. But Sweet Green I didn't. Like
I'm
Chipotle,
surprised.
I started off with Chipotle because it was right down the street, and I ate that like every single day for 2 weeks, give or take. And then I'm like, I cannot do this anymore. But Sweet Green, I ate it every single day for the rest of the summer.
Really?
Keep on doing that, yeah.
When my
I feel like-
fridge broke, I had
yeah.
Chipotle every single day and didn't get sick of
Chipotle
it.
was just too salty.
Yeah, I feel like it has a
Sometimes
very
it is,
distinct
but sometimes
flavor.
it's not that salty.
Do you get the same thing from Chipotle every single
Yeah,
time?
I get the same thing every time.
Mm.
What's your Chipotle order? I'm
Mine?
interested to
Wait,
hear.
I'm
It's
like,
pretty basic.
I'm actually really surprised that you got sick of Chipotle because
Yeah.
I feel like you can eat the same thing like
can, yeah.
every single day and not get sick of it.
But he likes like
Chipotle.
flavorless stuff. Maybe
The
Chipotle is just too flavorful. You do. What do you mean?
I mean, okay, that's true.
like kind of
like,
bland.
not
But bland things are things that you can eat repeatedly.
more consistent.
Yeah.
What are you
Yeah.
calling it bland?
You like
well, it's
You
it's like
like-
mom's cooking, you know?
Yeah, I
you
do
like
Yeah.
Cheerios and PB Fit.
I do like
And-
Cheerios.
Cheerios mixed in PB Fit. Let me be
Yeah.
clear here.
Well, okay, my PB Fit. This is gas. PB Fit, Hershey's chocolate, and like a little bit of monk fruit sweetener as my base.
Okay.
So it's like a peanut butter chocolate milk with unsweetened almond milk because that's already sweet enough. And then that base is already really sweet, so I need something just crunchy. I eat Cheerios for the texture.
You could get granola.
Yeah, I could also get granola.
Interesting.
I feel like that'd be a little more No, actually, no. You can do whatever you want.
And I will do whatever I want.
All right, what are your Chipotle orders? I'll go first. So I usually switch it up. Sometimes I get white rice, sometimes I get brown rice. It really depends on the mood. It's probably 50-50 depending on the day. I always get chicken. I always get black beans. And then I ask for a tortilla on the side, always. They started charging money for that.
Yeah,
They
extra,
used to be
like,
free.
25 cents.
I was pretty pissed when that happened. But, 25 cents for some extra carbs. I'm not going to complain. Then I move over to the salsa station. I get pico de gallo. I don't really get any of the red or the green salsa, the verde. I just stick with pico. I get hella corn. I love Chipotle corn. That shit is gas. And then I get sour cream on the side because when they put it on your Chipotle bowl, they add way too much. So then I get it on the side so I can control the portions of the sour cream. And then I get lettuce, cheese, and then vinaigrette sauce. Their vinaigrette sauce is so good. It's like sweet, it's tangy. It's a little bit oily and it's probably not super healthy, but once I bring my Chipotle order home, I put a little bit of the sour cream on, a little bit of the vinaigrette sauce on, and then peel off pieces of the tortilla and then like create little bites. Like put like the rice, lettuce, everything, chicken into like a little spoon and then dump it into a little bite of tortilla and then have these perfect bites. Oh, it's so good. Man, I'm so hungry. Andrew has
What
no
are we
food in his
eating?
apartment. So I've been starving all weekend.
You can come to
You
my
act
place
like I
next
didn't
time.
cook you lunch today.
You did help me. You did cook lunch. It was
And make you
Dang.
breakfast.
breakfast.
A smoothie bowl.
Oh,
Oh,
dang, y'all
I-
got a smoothie bowl?
This
So
is
grim.
this is confidential information,
It
but
is.
Andrew and I have this crazy recipe for a smoothie. Well, we'll have to make it for you.
Yes,
I feel like this
please.
is not helping our cause promoting our product. You say I have bland taste buds.
You do, but
No,
I don't.
Andrew can have Andrew has an appreciation for good flavors, but for the day to day, he prefers
doesn't
something
yeah.
a little less
It's
flavorful.
sustainable.
Yeah, it's just like because
I
I feel
mean-
like flavors can also be very, like
I'll
in your
trini
face.
something really quickly.
Yeah, so it's not something that you can like. A very strong flavor is not something that you can have repeatedly day to day.
Yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
learn multiple recipes. I'm always learning new recipes so that I can rotate things out. I have like a rotation of like, I don't know, like 15 or 20 things that I know how to make. And then when I get sick of something, like I'll meal prep a lot of things at once. So I'll have like multiple meals worth of whatever food I'm cooking.
Mm.
And then I don't make the same food the next time I meal prep. I never make the same like types of food 2 weeks in a row. Unless I've overbought groceries, then I'll have to. I try not to eat the same things. I have a rotation of foods.
That's good.
You guys quickly want to go through your Chipotle bowl orders, or am I allowed to ask the question that I was about to ask at the beginning of the podcast, but then you wanted to talk about Friday, and then we ended up talking about
Chipotle.
Chipotle.
I mean, Chipotle is good. I mean, I'm the same as you. White rice, black beans, fajita vegetables.
I never
I
get
also
those.
always get fajita
the
veggies.
Chicken, salsa verde, and the pico. Lettuce, corn. Everything that's non-dairy, essentially.
Oh, really?
Literally everything.
Yeah, but the
that's
sour
non-dairy.
cream really makes it because I've had it without sour cream. It's just not that good.
But you can also like for the creamy aspect,
Mhm.
you can just get guac. Okay, here's my
That's
order.
true, but
That's
guac
true.
is
But
costs
Wait.
extra
costs
money.
extra.
Wait, life hack.
You have a
Go
guac
home.
hack?
Well,
home, slice the
also there's
avocado.
like if you get the Chipotle app,
Go home,
like
make your
they'll
own guac.
have guac mode and they'll give you free guac like from time to time, which is nice. But also,
app?
yeah, the Chipotle
Oh,
app.
okay.
Yeah. Anyways,
We need to put people on game to kava orders though. It's so much better than Chipotle, and it's cheaper, I think, and you get like double the food, and
Is
that's
it
not
cheaper?
even an exaggeration. Yeah, my bowls are only $13 at
Oh,
kava, and I think
my
it's
bowls
like
My
are
bowl's
$8
at
at
$8,
Yeah,
but
'cause
we
you live in
also live in Ohio.
It's so much cheaper in Ohio.
Why does it scale depending on where you are? Like Trader Joe's doesn't.
Groceries,
I
everything
don't
scales.
believe in that.
Wait.
Not Trader Joe's.
Yeah, because Trader Joe's is a good company that loves us. Damn, we're not gonna get this Chipotle
Trader
sponsorship. I love
Joe's.
Chipotle.
No, I love Chipotle.
Chipotle is my life.
Chipotle. My Chipotle order is a bowl, brown rice,
Bowl, that's it.
sometimes tortilla on the side. Sometimes when I feel like doling out an extra 25 cents, but you know what it is. It's Save Money Summer. So no tortillas for the summer. If I go to Chipotle, I probably won't go that often this summer just because there's like so many other places in New York that I want to eat at.
That's
Yes.
true.
That's
That
true.
we can't have in Ohio. And I mean, I will
Yes.
go to Chipotle time and time again in Ohio, but I cannot go to like,
Don't waste your
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't waste your
Valuable
limited
time
meals.
here.
Yeah.
exactly. Anyways, brown rice, fajita veggies, sometimes sofritas. Oh, here's the hack. If you only get fajita veggies and no protein, you get free guac. Anyways,
Oh.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
need the
but
protein.
protein.
No,
Yeah.
I need
anyways, fajita veggies, sometimes sofritas. If depending on if I want guac or no guac.
Mhm.
Corn, pico, lettuce, salsa verde.
Oh, y'all.
Oh, black beans.
Salsa verde.
Sometimes pinto beans when they run out of sofritas.
I've never had the pinto
I've
beans
never
before.
had the
What do
pinto
they
beans.
taste like?
Pinto beans.
Okay.
I don't know. They're
Oh,
just like mushy.
I also really like the Tabasco.
Really?
Yeah.
I like Tabasco as well.
I put a shit ton of
ever put
Tabasco on.
Oh, your guys' my Chipotle order is more on the sweet side because the vinaigrette sauce is kind of sweet, and I get a lot of corn because I like the sweetness of the corn.
I guess my order is really salsa.
Yours is
salty.
yeah. You add a lot of like the
Um,
salsa verde adds a lot of sodium. The
Plus
Tabasco adds a
Tabasco,
lot of
yeah.
sodium. You just have a very sodium heavy bowl.
That's
Maybe-
probably why I got
Yeah, I err more on the sweet side.
it.
Yeah, but sometimes
There's a
they
cacophony of noises right now.
I know.
Yeah,
it's,
they're
it's
not
quite
very
loud.
good.
Stop.
The band is not very good.
Hey, they're doing.
I don't know if y'all can hear that. They don't sound too good.
I think they sound amazing.
I think
But
they
maybe
sound
that's
like
the
they're
vibe they're
trying
trying to
their
go.
best.
It sounds
Maybe
like
that's the vibe they're
Brooklyn.
trying to go for. Yeah, it doesn't sound very coordinated. That's the thing. Wow, we've already talked for 30 minutes.
Oh, damn,
What
we haven't
the
even started.
heck?
Wait, hold up,
Anything.
hold up.
Okay, let's rein it
Alright,
back
Keep
in.
all of this.
Yeah, I mean, we have
Alright,
to.
hold up.
I hope you guys are entertained. I know some of y'all. Okay, I'm interested to hear why our fans listen to our podcast. Do you think it's entertaining? Is it for pure entertainment value? Is it because it's soothing? Like you think that it's like nice to play in the background and it's therapeutic to listen to?
Like
Ma-
white noise.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I hope we're a little more than just white noise.
Hey, hold up. On that topic, some of my friends do listen to this pod to help them fall asleep.
Fall asleep.
Really?
I didn't know what to think of that.
Oh,
I'm
I
like,
kind
I-
of like that.
I kind of like that.
kinda
It's
Like, are we
relaxing,
soothing?
yeah.
Are we
Relaxing,
relaxing?
yeah.
Or are we
Aw.
boring? Like,
Damn.
it's one of the two.
I mean, I don't mind. if
I
we're a
don't
little
mind. Yeah, as long as
boring,
people
yeah.
are listening to it, I don't really
As
care.
long as
But
it
I
gets the
am
numbers up.
I am interested in like what purpose our
Please,
podcast
come on.
serves. Is it for the information that we give? Do you think that
Definitely not. Like,
are we an
we're not-
informational podcast?
No.
Are we a comedic podcast? Do we make you laugh? You know, I feel like we're a little bit of all of these things.
I think
But-
what I like, what I enjoy about talking with you guys is
Mhm.
that I can feel validated in a lot of the things that I'm feeling because we have like similar experiences through life. So I think
Yep.
like that is some of the sentiment that my friends have given me too, is like, oh, like I feel like the conversations that you guys talk about is exactly like what we would talk about together.
That's like the relatability aspect.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's just like putting things that people feel into words and putting that onto a platform, which I like is one of the aspects that I really appreciate about social media.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, just like
Being able
wow.
to find people with similar
Yeah,
experiences
it's
and
like
stuff. Yeah.
I'm truly not alone in the way that I feel, and I think that like builds really nice communities.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm glad that we
guess
have
I'm
been
nice.
able to build somewhat of a community, and I do want to put in a little more effort on like being intentional about building this community, and like we have like, dang, I say like so much.
Literally.
I hate listening to myself on the podcast and listening to how many times I say and then literally like.
He's perceiving himself.
God,
The
I
perceptions are
hate
perceptioning.
it. I hate
Becoming
listening to myself.
self-aware.
It's so cringe.
Stop.
Wait, you're really getting people.
Don't pay
You're
attention
really
to all the
selling
likes.
our podcast
you're
right
you're really driving.
Now that I
People
brought, hey, I
follow
might cut this out
suit to
because
it.
now that I brought it up, people are gonna be more perceptive of the fact that I say.
I listen through our podcast sometimes just
And you don't notice
no,
it?
I never
don't notice
it
either.
at all.
Oh, really?
I think it's just because you're just more
hyper
more short
aware.
in yourself. Yeah.
I do notice how many pauses I take in between words. I talk really slowly.
I don't notice that about. I think the way you guys talk is totally normal, but
Oh,
the way
wow.
I talk, I'm like, I'm saying like again.
I have
Do you
want
want to change that?
There is a phenomenon about like hearing your own recorded voice and like, fuck, and not liking it.
See,
My goal on this podcast is to, hey, if someone out there wants to like count how many
take
times
a
I say
shot
like
every single time Jesse says like.
We should do that
and like
together.
plot it out throughout the episodes. And
Oh
see
my
it-
gosh!
see
Wait,
it-
maybe this is
Wait,
what I can
AI
do at
definitely
work.
do that.
AI can definitely do that. Like
Yeah.
calculate how many times I say
Like,
like.
yeah, you can just transcript it and then control find. But
Oh,
anyways,
that too.
yeah,
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. I could do that on my own.
and then make a little graph.
And see if I can improve, because I do a lot of speaking with like with the way my
You're gonna start
career-
talking really slowly. Just throw in likes.
but I want to learn how to talk in a way where every word
Is meaningful.
is meaningful. Yes.
Mm.
I don't want to use as many filler words. And I
Yeah.
think the best orators and the best communicators, like in science, politics, otherwise, are very intentional with the words that they choose. And every word holds a value and has a certain purpose in the
Yeah.
way that. And I want to learn to be more like that. Whereas I think
Yeah.
I blabber a lot and like say meaningless shit a lot.
I try to fill space a lot.
Fill
so
space,
I will say a lot of meaningless words. Especially like this past week when I've been talking to all these subject matter experts, like I can very much so tell the difference between how they're speaking and how I'm speaking because I'm fumbling for words a lot of the time
Yeah.
and trying to form the questions that I want to ask, and because they're so knowledgeable on like these topics, now
They
I'm
come
more
intuitively.
self-aware of what
Yeah.
I'm saying, like
Yeah.
but yeah, I become a lot more aware of how eloquently they're speaking and how ineloquently I'm speaking.
Yeah, I will say something that I envied a lot about one of my past roommates was how eloquently he spoke. He was
Wait, who? Oh, okay.
honestly, he was nationally ranked speech and debate. He was Georgetown's
He got the reps in
valedictorian.
early, yeah.
Like he very, very intelligent. Like the way he communicated, just so sophisticated, so eloquently. And I'm like, damn, you can talk so well. I sound like a dumbass when I talk.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
when
I'm not saying
in
yeah you do,
comparison
but
to my
yeah,
man.
people who speak and communicate really effectively. I have started to notice it a lot more, even like in the podcasts that I listen to. Like I pay attention to how the podcasters I listen to are very intentional and very specific with their word choices and how limited they are with their like babbling and saying meaningless and useless words.
But I feel like I sometimes I enjoy babbling because it's just like nonsense. You
Like
know?
for the
stream of
vibe,
consciousness kind of thing. Yeah. Maybe that's why some people like listening to this podcast.
We're just babbling.
But I do want to improve. Like I think the way
What if it's like watching reality TV? It's like people. Okay, so me personally, when I watch reality TV, sometimes like the really trashy ones, is to make myself feel better about myself. So what if people listen to us to feel better about themselves?
Dang. I certainly hope not. That is the one reason I would not like people listening to our podcast.
Imagine
Otherwise, give us
someone
the
came up
views.
to us and went like, I love listening to your podcast. It makes me feel so much
good
better
about
about myself.
myself."
You guys just babble and it makes me feel so much more intelligent.
Sometimes,
man.
but
That'd be
sometimes
funny.
Yeah.
appearing dumb on the internet is kind of endearing.
This
Yeah,
is-
Wait,
so-
did you ask the question yet?
No, I haven't. I still
Oh,
haven't asked the
okay.
question
I was
that I
like,
wanted
was
to
that the
ask at the beginning
question?
of the podcast. But
we keep
I do want to set a
babbling.
goal of using this platform and using this podcast as a way to train my speech and oration skill. Is oration a word?
Interesting.
Oratory.
Oratory.
Yeah.
Oratorical.
Oratory is a word.
Yeah.
Or
Oratorical.
oration.
Oration
that's the
skills.
Ora-
My skills in speaking. Clearly, they're not super refined. But I'd like to reach a place where, I have like better cadence with my speech, better or more intentional word choice, etc. All right.
Wait.
Oh.
Sorry.
We're just gonna have the question be a cliffhanger.
Yeah, maybe I won't even ask the question at this
Wait.
point.
On that note, I realized. Remember, we had that one conversation on internal monologues and like how
Oh,
you
yes.
think.
Yeah.
I realized I've been really aware of this because all of my transits are alone, right? And I have a lot of transit time in New York.
Yeah.
And I realized my internal monologue is just me rehearsing saying things. Like me rehearsing how I'm going to retell specific
Oh.
moments in my life to other people.
Interesting.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
I was like, this is so interesting because I'm just thinking about this certain moment and how I'm going to retell it.
That's
And
crazy.
It doesn't necessarily mean that I will tell someone about that specific moment, but that's just like,
Interesting.
How
You're
I
like
think.
replaying
yeah.
memories of your life in your brain.
Yeah.
But through text
through,
rehearsal.
Through stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Through storytelling.
Yeah.
Interesting. Jesse, what do you
Just
think about
interesting.
during commutes in New York?
Huh?
What
Oh,
does your
during
narrator
commutes,
say?
I try to always be productive. So I'm trying to think about ways we can like grow our brand, ways we can.
Ooh, wow, damn, a lot of thoughts are happening in
Dang.
y'all's heads.
Yeah, I like.
yeah.
I don't
What's
like
that
to be. I like to be very efficient with my time, and I hate commutes because it's so limited what you can do on commute times, especially if you're driving. But like in the
Oh,
metro,
yeah.
I can be productive on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'll do is I'll take notes for like the podcast. My notes list is like I'll make lists of things I need to do. I'll make to-do lists. I just try to be as productive as possible. Like things I need to do, and
Interesting.
whatever I can work on just my phone, I'll try to do that during commutes. That's my internal monologue on commutes, I guess.
Oh,
It's
okay,
just thinking about
okay.
things I need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also
that-
on commutes, because I tend to be, or I used to be a really bad texter, so I tried really hard to work on
To
that.
catch up on text.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
during commutes, I'll
Oh,
text
that's
a lot of
good,
people
that's
back
good.
too.
Ooh, that's a good subject. Are you guys good or bad texters? Oh, you just said you're bad, but
Oh, I think I used to be very bad, but now I'm like, I would like to think that I'm pretty good at it
Mhm.
because I have friends that are god awful at texting.
Mhm.
Like I will not hear from them for months,
Mhm.
and then they'll be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and then text something that they need. Yeah.
See, I've been that sometimes.
Yeah, and so when
Yeah.
that has happened to me, I've been like, "Oh,
Yeah.
this how
I know it
I'm-
looks bad.
Yeah,
I know it
so-
looks bad when I text because I'm like, I didn't respond to their message from like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And now that I
Mm.
need something from them, like I see that and I need to text them. And I still need to acknowledge their question from before. So
yeah." So I will actually like scroll through
Yeah.
my like last 20 most recent messages to make sure that I'm all caught up.
Oh, interesting.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
Wait, how? I think I'm a pretty good texter. The
I'm
only
so
time I
bad
mess up
texting.
is if I'm in the middle of doing something, I'll click on the message and then forget to respond because I had to get back to doing things. But that usually doesn't happen. I usually have an inbox of 0 for text. Same thing with my emails.
wow.
I can't have
Yeah.
any.
Oh, you're like a little OCD like that?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, well, my texts are at like 74
Jesus.
always, but it's all because
Oh
of
my
the
God.
promotional texts that I sign up for like deals,
Oh,
and I leave those.
delete report as
unopened.
junk and I like stop so I don't
But
get any of them.
no, those are the reasons why I get all the good deals
Oh,
on
that's
things.
true.
So they're actually very useful for
okay,
me.
that's fair. That's
I just
fair.
never open them. I get it, I see it, and I go, "Is this a sale that I want to take part of?"
I can't. That like stresses me out to have unread notifications.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
I used to be a good texter. Like I used to be very on top of texting, and I remember even in high school, I wanted to feel involved and included, and like whenever people would text me, I'd be like, "Ooh, I have friends." Like I have people to talk to. On the phone.
wow.
It's like the cool thing to do in high school, at least back in my day, was like texting. Like ooh, you're texting someone. That means you have friends. And so I would be very responsive. And I think I enjoyed texting. But nowadays, oh my God, I hate texting. I'll read someone's message.
Yeah.
And because some messages you need to be intentional about, like you have to think about it. Like it's like almost like
Yeah.
an email at this point. And I'm a
Yeah.
procrastinator. So like if there's any bit of effort that needs to be put into responding, I'll put it off. And then I'm also, on top of being a procrastinator, I'm very forgetful. So I'll procrastinate to the point where I completely forgot I even had to respond to a text. And so now it hasn't like come and like bit me in the bum yet. So I want to, because I know some people are sensitive to like, oh, like why are you not texting back? That's kind of rude. Most of my friends are also bad texters, so it works out pretty nicely. But I don't want to get to a point where I get in trouble for not being a good texter. So I think
I feel like
commutes are a good time to like
Yeah.
catch up on
Yeah.
text and be like, oh, I missed this text. Like I need to respond now, or else, I mean, when else would I do it besides this downtime?
I think for me, it doesn't really matter if one of my friends is a bad texter. Like as long as I'm secure in that friendship, I guess I do not care.
Yeah,
because
but
I understand
that's
that
coming
everyone's
from
busy.
someone who has been a bad texter.
Yeah, but it's also like I
you
have so many
understand that.
people that I'm responding to too that like I also sometimes will not notice if someone has not texted me back in a while. And also, I feel like now most of my texts are scheduling times when I can actually talk to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a big texter just to make conversation. I also hate doing that. Like
Yeah, I
I'd
hate
rather
doing
talk
that
to somebody
too.
in person.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, if we're talking about life updates, I'd rather call you than like
Way
read about
rather,
it.
yeah.
Mm.
If
Yeah,
it's
same,
substantial
same.
topics like how is
Yeah,
work,
that's-
how
that's-
is
that's
like
probably how it
moving
is for
been.
me.
Yeah.
I'm
I
a big
call people
caller.
a lot. That's
Yeah.
why I don't like, if I want to talk to you, I will just call you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't text you.
Yep.
I think it's a very inefficient mode of communication.
I agree.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
Mhm.
All right, my
So what's the-
question is
How long are we at?
we're at 46.
Let's
I
cut
think
the
this
pod. No, just kidding.
y'all will never hear. This is such a dumb question too, so I didn't feel the need to actually Spicy Moon is in Washington Square, right? Okay.
Yeah.
My
is that
question
the question?
is no.
Yes.
no.
The definitive answer is
Is
yes.
yes.
The question is, you know the saying like it's all downhill from here? Is that a positive thing or a negative thing?
A positive thing.
Wait, what?
No.
Oh wait,
It's
wait,
like
wait.
once you finish high school, it's all downhill from here. Or
Yeah,
college.
is that does that mean
Oh, wait,
life is
wait.
getting better or is it getting worse?
It means life is getting worse. Why is that even a question?
Wait, downhill? Because like if you think about if you're like running or biking, then it's a lot easier to go downhill than it is to go uphill. Because I feel like uphill comes with the connotation that you need to put a lot of effort into like reaching the summit, whereas downhill is like you've reached the summit, now you're going back down.
No. It's
See,
Really?
I thought what Andrew thought, but
Yeah.
I was in a room talking to some friends, and someone said it was all downhill from here. And I was like, wait, but things are getting better now. And he's like, yeah,
That's such an
that's
oxymoron.
all downhill from
Yeah.
here. I was like, wait, hold on.
No, that person's wrong. That's
No,
absolute-
but everyone else in the room also thought that downhill was a good thing. So I was like, am I the odd one
What room
out?
were you in?
Yeah, because think
was
about when
just
you're
with some of my mates.
hiking.
Rachel.
Yeah.
Like when you're
Downhill
like, oh,
is
it's all
it is
like,
easier. Like
when the teacher was like, "Oh, once you graduate, it's all downhill from here."
Well, okay, but flip it. If someone said to you, "It's all uphill from here," is that a positive?
Yes, that's a good thing because
Oh.
you're climbing up from rock bottom.
but I do understand the perspective of it's more effort to climb uphill than to go downhill.
Because I feel like
But
when
being
people
the
are
high
like,
ground, you have the advantage.
So it depends on what we're plotting here. Like, is the curve that we're plotting like?
if we're talking about the W curve,
Wait, what?
someone pull it up. I showed this to Jessica when we had
yeah,
the.
yeah, I
It was
know.
like it's like the when you're what was it again? I
I
can't
have
even
no
remember.
idea. I can't remember.
It's
but I
like the
remembered
classic
W part.
the classic adjustment curve. So it's like you start up, it's like hope and like, oh my gosh, things are like
Yeah.
I
if
just
you're-
moved to a new place.
Yeah.
bright,
Yep.
Yeah.
what is it called? Something eyed,
Uh-huh.
starry eyed, and then you go down
And the
because
plot
it's the
goes
initial
down.
initial
downhill.
adjustment.
Yep, uh-huh.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's like
Downhill.
the downhill, which would be negative, but then it goes uphill because like
Which
you've
is
adjusted, but then it goes
positive.
back down because it's like,
Which is
oh, it's still
negative.
bad, and then it goes back up.
Oh, like moving to a new place.
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking
Ah.
about Colorado and you moving there.
Yes.
It
Or
was a
like
W curve.
a lot of different coming of age stories also
Mm,
just follow this
yep,
W
yep.
curve.
Oh, interesting. So in that
Anyways.
context, because you're plotting hope on the y-axis,
Yeah.
you're plotting like hope, money, like anything positive. Like you want to go uphill, you want to go up.
But do you
But-
want your career or life to go downhill? That sounds wrong.
I feel
He's
like
wrong.
the hill
Or
part,
she. I don't know who
the
you're
hill
talking to.
part makes it
The
different.
hill part makes a difference.
Yeah, because if you say it's all down from here, that's bad. If you say
Yeah.
it's all up from here, that's good. But if it's
Downhill.
downhill, then it's like, oh, that's good because
It's-
it's just
it's less
coasting.
effort to go. Yeah.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
That's
not.
what I
What?
thought. I was pretty
Wrong.
adamant, but then everyone was like, "No, you're wrong, Jesse." And I was like, "Well, if everyone says I'm wrong, I have to reconsider at least reconsider." I was pretty
Okay,
adamant.
yeah.
I was like,
I
I'll
agree,
think
Adam.
about it, but I wanted to see where you guys were
That's
on this.
interesting that
page.
Rachel, you're split on this.
No, Rachel is.
I'm pretty
on-
set on like
like,
it's
downhill's a
easy.
good thing.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's not necessarily
Huh.
a good thing. It's just like easy. It's a
easier.
lot easier from here on
Yeah,
out.
But,
life
like,
is easier
when-
from here on out.
In the conversation, say you were plugged in the conversation and he was like, it's all downhill from here. Would
Who are
you
you
think?
talking with? Set the scene.
Yeah,
I
set the
don't
scene,
remember
set
the
scene.
specific context, but the example would be like, I mean, you guys already gave several examples. Say like you got a new job, and at Google it's cushy, you make a lot of money, and you're talking to your friend, and you're like, yeah, my life's pretty much set. I can coast. It's all downhill from here.
if it's said in that context, it's obviously a good thing.
Well, yeah, but like, would you bat an eye, or would you be like, wait, downhill? You mean uphill?
Oh,
It
wait,
still
wait.
sounds weird to me.
It does sound I
Like
don't know if
saying
it sounds
down,
weird
just the
because
connotation of down is like
When you
It's
say
bad,
it's all
yeah.
down from here, but when you say it in a cheery voice,
oh, it's all
all
downhill
just-
from here.
it
It depends on how you
it causes
deliver.
so much confusion in my brain.
A lot of
It's just like,
distance.
what,
Cannot
what,
compute.
What do you mean?
404 error.
I don't know. I now choose to avoid using that phrase because I don't know the connotation of what it actually means.
Because when you're like, oh, it's all downhill from here, it does sound like he's coasting, but I'm just like, why are you so happy about
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, wait a second. Because when you are going downhill and you're like, oh, it's just cruising from here,
Uh-huh.
you do cruise when you're downhill. I still don't like it. It's wrong.
Yeah, no, it sounds
But-
weird to me.
Yeah.
Like intuitively
I
it just
mean, yes,
doesn't
I
make
get it.
sense. But I see the logic
Yeah, I
behind
see the
why
logic.
it
Okay.
means
I'm
coasting.
wrong, but I see the logic. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm connecting this back to
Oh,
hiking.
those are nice necklaces. That's a good stack
Oh.
right there.
Thank you. En route
Oh,
A little
jewelry.
Hey,
corny
what is
to
this?
have.
En route jewelry.
I.
If you, yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to sponsor us.
Ooh, are they AAPI founded?
Yeah, Best Dressed Ashley.
Oh,
Wait,
nice.
oh, is it a
it's
creator?
her
Yeah.
Stuff. Okay,
Mhm,
nice.
mhm.
She probably doesn't sponsor other creators then. It's her
She
own
has
brand.
other creators model for her website.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
We would love some. I love these.
Yeah, right. They're so.
you wanna
oh,
send
oh,
us
the
some.
double chain.
Oh, it was from
Yeah,
her?
it's also from her.
Wow.
Oh, that's
It's
like one of my
all,
favorite
like,
chains.
It's so high quality. Wait, no
Wait, is
free
it real
plugs.
gold?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Wow.
But it's
Ah.
vermeil, so it's like
Oh,
just
yeah,
a
yeah.
coating.
Oh, it's just a coating.
Yeah.
So it
Gotcha, gotcha.
doesn't, does it tarnish?
It
Veneer?
shouldn't, but you should still.
My,
Take it
I
off.
thought,
give it.
I thought my Vitality chain didn't tarnish, but it started
Oh, it
tarnishing.
absolutely tarnishes.
Yeah.
It's stainless steel, yeah.
Wait, what? But it's I forget the different types of coatings that you can have. There's one that's tarnishable and there's one that's not.
Mm.
I forgot what's what. But because Vitality's
For that
supposedly
price
nice-
point, you're not paying for something that doesn't tarnish. I feel like you need to pay a lot more.
I think it depends. I think some people are really like making jewelry that is waterproof now.
Oh,
Making
interesting.
affordable waterproof
Hmm.
jewelry,
Mm.
which I'm a big fan of.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's wrap up this podcast. I got one question in.
We're just
Wait,
babbling
wait.
today.
There's another question that actually
Okay.
Cody asked in the Discord. It was like, imagine a situation where two people like you and you find both of them attractive. This is
What do you
like the
do?
new girl
Love
situation with
triangle.
Schmidt. Like, what do you do? Like, you like them both equally. You could both see them equally as a potential partner. Like, how
Did
do you
break
handle
up
that
with- what
situation?
was it Hannah? Was that her name in New Girl?
Cece and Elizabeth. I think it was
Oh,
Elizabeth.
was it? Okay.
I
love
don't
Nick
remember what
Miller.
he did. He ended up dating both of them simultaneously. Which
They both of them.
would you do that? Try to,
No.
or would you be open? Okay, so here are the options. You go behind their back, date both of them simultaneously. Probably not gonna happen.
That's like
Okay.
The
cheating.
other option is you drop one and then just pick the other, but then you have regrets. Or the third option is you tell them both about each other and the entire situation, and you propose a polyamorous relationship.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
Polyamorous.
What do you mean?
I thought you were gonna say and then have
Gladiator.
them
Duke it out.
No, why would that be
fight
it?
to the death.
But yeah, which one would you choose?
Those are.
Those are all bad options.
Well,
Well,
actually, no,
okay,
the-
come up with another
no,
option
the most
then.
realistic option is the middle one.
Pick
where
one.
You pick the one you
Yeah.
like more.
But say you like them equally.
I think you just have
still
to pick one at
and
that
live
point.
with the regret.
Does it have to be regret though? Like just pick one, forget about the other person, and then see how it goes.
Easier said than done.
Has this happened to you?
No, it hasn't. But in case it ever does, I
I
need to
think,
know
like,
what to do.
My problem is that I just don't like people.
Yeah,
so
it's
this will
hard.
never happen to me.
Yeah, that's
It's too hard to even like one person.
you're right. You're right. Well, say you like them both, just equally, but like
Like,
they're
how
both
well do
equally
you
not
know
down. Then I guess you just don't date either of them.
Because I feel like
to be honest,
Yeah.
that's probably
Schmidt was
option
in
four.
love with Cece and Elizabeth though, so
Um,
I guess the situation only makes sense if you're like in love with two people at once.
That's so hard to do. Like,
I think it's possible. Like, you can definitely find two people that you're equally, and it could be in different ways. Like, you're attracted to them and you love them for different reasons. I think humans are capable of that for sure. Poly relationships exist.
they do.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like you said.
Oh my gosh.
At one point, once you make a decision and you live with that person, this
Mhm.
is throwback to the last pod. You cannot envision life without that person because you have spent so much time with said person.
Well,
so you iron out like the pathway of like this is
Yeah.
it.
You create space for a specific person in your life.
okay. Yeah, it depends on how you approach the situation. But yeah, I could see that.
Don't date either. Find a third person you like more.
Don't
that's
settle.
actually that's a good
Wait,
that's a
wait.
good solution.
I have another question for the next podcast.
Oh,
Okay.
wait, hold up. Because maybe you like both of them equally, but if you can't choose between them, do you really like one of them that much?
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. I'm catching that wave.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm.
do you actually like either of them if you had space to like another person?
Mm-hmm. Because I feel like I'm still under the
okay.
belief of when you know, and you're just like, damn, this is
Oh,
it.
that's a very monogamous mindset.
Yeah, I
to
really
have,
do.
but-
yeah,
I see what you're saying.
yeah.
Okay. All right,
Well,
we'll
are
leave
you
it.
like-
Yeah,
oh.
comment in the video down below what you would do in such situation.
Oh, I wanted to hear your perspectives.
Oh, my perspective.
Like, are you
Yeah, what was your
Oh wait, hold
option?
on,
I
hold on.
just laid out the options.
No, no,
I
no.
didn't.
What would you choose?
I don't know.
Okay.
In a relationship, or when actually for
Is
your
chili?
said person, future husband, wife, do you operate under the assumption of when you meet that person, you know it's gonna be that person, or are you,
No.
oh, I'm gonna meet somebody, and then as you
into that person. They'll like
Wait,
grow
hold on,
into
hold
a
on, hold
person
on.
that you would marry. At this point in my life, I think that has to be the case.
Do you think you're gonna meet somebody and be like, holy shit, this is it, or are you gonna meet somebody and then like a month later you're like, oh wait, this is the person all along? Or is it like your first interaction with somebody and you're like, oh my god, this could be it?
Man, I don't think I've ever met someone like that, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I haven't either, but I
And
for some
therefore
But
it
I've heard
does
I've heard
not
of
feel
people
like
think of
that's
that.
gonna
be-
I've heard of people feeling that.
yeah.
Like, just the vibe is perfect, the physical attraction, the emotional attraction is just like on point. But at that point, you don't know enough about that person to be like, oh, like we're compatible in our lifestyles, we're compatible
Yeah.
in our work
And that's why it translates into my existing theory that I explained. When you know, and you're either proven right or you're proven wrong.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think with like most of my like long-term friendships too, I've been
Mm.
like the initial meeting, I've always thought, I could see this person being a
Yep,
good friend
yep,
for a
yep,
really
yep.
long time.
Mm.
Whereas I'm not entirely sure if I've met or like all of the people that I consider super close. So like my circle of like 4 closest friends, I don't think out of any of them I met them and was iffy about them, but then was like proven wrong later.
Yeah.
You're talking about friendships?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Damn, that is a fat bug. Oh my god.
Dang.
Nani?
Be a little more body positive.
Oh, okay.
Wait a second. Fat is just a description. It's not. It doesn't have to be negative.
Yeah, why'd you
Wait, are you
take this
turning it on me?
yeah.
I didn't do nothing wrong here. Okay, let's wrap up this podcast. Tune in next time for the continuation of this discussion. Rachel has a question that is going to be asked on the next episode. So
It
if you
kind of
want,
goes off of Andrew's on this episode.
Okay,
so I don't
so
know
we're-
if it's
have to
wait till
necessarily.
You're gonna have to wait till-
You're gonna have to wait till next.
you're
week,
going to have to
I'm
wait till
sorry.
next week. But drop down in the comments below what you would do in a situation where you're attracted to 2 people at the same time, in love with 2 people at the same time. And I am your host, Jesse, and signing out with me is my brother
Andrew.
and my sister.
Rachel.
And we will
wow.
catch you on the next episode of the Rooftop Pod. Peace.
Peace.